Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the power that Uranus has while it is traveling in the sign of Aries. That's where it is right now. And let me explain a little bit about this planetary energy. Uranus is the planet of innovations, of technology, of invention. But it deals with sudden awakenings, things that happen unexpectedly. And that can be a little shocking, to be honest with you, when you're dealing with awakenings and sudden unexpected changes. It can actually be like earthquakes. That's a big deal. So some of this writing I want to point out comes from one of my 3 books that I wrote. Since this breakdown of the coronavirus, I wrote my trilogy, which is Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And here is the Neptune book. And I just finished the Pluto book, which really wraps up everything. And what I want you to know is the importance of Uranus as it's in a sign. Now, Uranus is in a sign for approximately 7 years, and it takes 84 years for it to go through all 12 signs of the zodiac. So actually, when we're 84 years old, we have a Uranus return. You know, so many people talk about Saturn returns. Well, that's a Uranus return. And that's powerful. It really is, and it's been said that many people do die around age 84. They can't take it. It's too much a jolt of energy. Actually, Uranus rules electricity. And when it was discovered, that's when the Industrial Revolution came about, where we started to use machines. But let's talk about where it is right now. Uranus is in Aries from the year of 2018 till the year of 2025. So we're right in the midst of this. Now, remember, I am talking about the sidereal Vedic zodiac, not Western tropical. I have to always mention that. People don't pay attention, but this is what I do. Now, remember, you can go to my website, by the way, and sign up for my free newsletter, where you will get all this information delivered to your email address, which is galacticcenter.org. And I also have a school, if you're interested in learning Vedic astrology, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. But getting back to business here, you know, I was thinking about Uranus being in Aries before, which was actually the year of 1932 to 1940. And the reason why this struck me as a big surprise was really when World War II began and was in full force. I know the war was pretty much not ended till 1944, but gosh, during that time, 1932 to 1940, the world was at war. Hitler was taking over, and so much death and destruction. So Uranus being in the sign of Aries. Aries has a lot to do with war. Aries is the sign of aggression, anger, hostility, and weapons. And you know, I have been predicting that the year of 2021, we could be in some type of war. Things are moving towards this. Now, is everything etched in stone? I say no, but here's another thing I say. This involves the mass consciousness, and not very many people are into progressive thought, becoming aware and spiritual. So the planets kind of take over. And I'm a little concerned thinking that the last time Uranus was in Aries was during World War II, and we're looking at some pretty treacherous transits coming up here. But I will say this, what did come about in 1932 to 1940 was actually atomic energy too. So that's another concern I have. But realize, and especially in my Pluto book, I go into some great detail about atomic energy. But let me just say this. When we start messing with atomic energy, we are dealing with something that disrupts the universe. And it has been said that during World War II, when we started playing around with that, that's when there were the most alien spaceship sightings ever. Actually, there was when we had the crash in Roswell, 1947. It was that something like that happened. And that was after World War II that they were on it, trying to figure out, and I go into great detail in the book on Pluto about that. But aside from all that, Uranus deals with new invention, and it's called the Great Awakener. So we are awakened to many of the things that have been corrupt and hidden. That's what happened with Hitler in World War II. Realize this, and I'm not comparing it exactly to that, but realize this. The people in Germany didn't even know what was going on with the concentration camps. They had no idea. Not the regular people that lived there. They were kept in the dark, just as I think many things are kept in the dark right now. And Uranus opens it so we see the truth. You see, people finally started to see the truth of what was going on in Germany and the war. And now we all know historically what happened. The same thing's going to happen with this time frame that we're in right now. Remember, Uranus is still in the sign of Aries, which is new beginnings, the pioneer, new starts. And remember, Aries even deals particularly, and we break it down to the nakshatras that Uranus is in. It was in Ashwini, which can deal with inventions and what's coming about more than anything, the electric car with Tesla. New inventions with how we travel. But it's gone into Bharani lately. And Bharani is major breakthroughs, especially with healing. And that's what I've been saying is about to happen with the advent of this coronavirus, because so many scientists are looking for healings. And accidentally, they will find amazing healings for other things besides the virus. So that's my prediction, because Bharani also deals with, it's in the portion of Aries that deals with major breakthroughs and new beginnings and new births. Because remember, Bharani is all about basically, and it's truly about outgrowing a limitation to be reborn into something new. And that's what's happening as the Great Awakener, Uranus, is in the nakshatra Bharani, a breakthroughs and new beginnings, outgrowing the limited environment to have a rebirth and a breakthrough into something new. So I'm predicting major change in invention and in healing and in transportation and a new awareness about the truth that has been repressed for so long, for so many years. And people wake up when Uranus is in Aries because they're forced to see something new they never saw before. And that's basically what happened in the 30s to 1940. And so people can see things from a whole different vantage point and a different perspective. It's a fresh new way of seeing things. And people born during these years have this new awareness and awakening. So anyone born from 1932 to 1940 has a whole different way of looking at the world than previous generations before that. They were the Great Awakeners, and they changed things for the better for our world, waking up to the ills and the problems of the Great Depression and also World War II, as people that are going to be born in the years of 2018 to the years of 2025. They have a new way of seeing the world, a more broader, open-minded, futuristic awakening to how the world is and how it operates. So if you want to read more about all of this, go to find my book on Amazon, which is Uranus, Radical Changes in Awakening, a Neo-Vedic approach. My thoughts on all of this was I had to write a book, or books, and I made it into 3, that tells people about how to use the outer planets in Vedic astrology, because it originally wasn't used. You'll see how I find a way to incorporate them without ruining the Vedic system. So check out my book on Uranus, and I think you'll have a whole different outlook on this planet, I know, after you read this book. So with that, I'd like to close. Remember, if you would like to sign up for my free newsletter, learn about me, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. And if you would like to study Vedic astrology, start in my new classes, January 27th, go to my university website, which is universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.